fantasy. Our Vegas fantasy. It's not a show about sex. It's about football.
Cha-cha-cha.
Hello.
Hello.
I thought I was going to change the theme every week, but I'm kind of this one's kind of growing on me. What do you think?
Yeah, I like
We're just
it.
going to keep it. Nobody said anything. I know nobody's like, you know what? We need feedback. Anybody who listens, what do you think of the theme?
Okay, so
All right,
my
post
mom
it.
says she listens just for the songs.
Really?
Yes.
Well, what does she think of the theme?
I don't know. I didn't ask her about that, but she
let's-
says, I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but I listen just to hear your voice and to hear the songs.
Aw.
So
I love
hi,
that.
Mom. Hi, Mom.
And hello. It is the final week of preseason. Our next show will be week one. Ready for week one. It's here.
I'm ready.
Yes, we're so ready. My name's Kenny Davidsen.
Hi, guys. I'm Christina Shaw.
And it's been a slightly eventful week in the world of the NFL. So I just have one thing to say. Are you kidding me?
Kenny, you're going to start the show with an F-bomb already?
Andrew Luck retired.
Are you kidding me?
Are you well? And I did not take Andrew Luck. I had drafted 7 teams by Saturday.
Oh, wow.
I had not taken one Colt until 2 hours before the Andrew Luck announcement. I took Marlon Mack. Now Marlon Mack might be the one that survives it, but
Right.
but
Right.
I avoided the Colts until we knew what was going on there. I just didn't want to deal with it. And he retired. Look, we're saying what we're saying, but we're not. I'm not. This is not one of anger or anything like that. It's shock for sure.
Yeah.
It's sadness as a fan, but that's the selfish sadness of a fan that we love watching the guy. I feel for him.
Yeah.
And he was clearly just in constant pain. Did you see the list of injuries that that man has had in 7 years? Lacerated kidney, the shoulder injury that kept him out for a year, ribs fractured, and he had enough.
It's taking the fun out of the game for him.
Yeah, and so we wish him well, and I always loved Andrew Luck. I just love watching him. I was a fan, and I will miss watching him, and I just hope he finds happiness in his life.
I agree. Did you watch the press conference?
Yeah, it was tear-jerking.
Oh, my God.
T.Y. Hilton's tweet right after that was tear-jerking.
Which I want to actually talk about. I want to read it just in case anyone didn't hear it. But this was T.Y. Hilton's tweet. He said, "Every time I think about it, tears start to flow. No one understands you like I do. Our bond is one of a kind. I've decided to dedicate my season to my, in capital letters, best friend. I love you." Oh, God.
We'll miss you, Luck. We'll miss him.
We will. And it's oh, God, it's so sad. But hey, I wouldn't put it past him if in a year he's like, hey, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to come back. What do you think about that?
You never know. I don't know. I'm not. The way he said it, he seemed to be very, very mind made up. But look, people change. You never know.
Now, what happens with his contract?
They paid him a settlement, nice little $24 million, and that's the end of the contract. And I mean, I don't think he could sign with another team, and that's not even an issue if he ever came back. I don't think that's an issue. But they gave him some money to settle the contract. It's a buyout almost.
It's a buyout
almost
on the contract.
And he's going to be a father soon. In the next few months.
Hey,
a few other things to think about. And, you have half your body in pain all the time. It's funny. Today, Rob Gronkowski had a press conference. And he was talking about walking away from football at 29 years old, which he did. And he retired in, was it March or April is when he decided to retire. He suffered a major injury in the Super Bowl. They didn't talk about it. He said, we won the Super Bowl, and I was in pain. I slept 5 minutes that night because I was in so much pain from this terrible injury he suffered in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
he said, that's it. I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
He now was advocating the use of CBD oil to help with injuries. He said it's the first time in years that he's pain-free.
Oh, my God.
Good,
for him.
and bless him for being pain-free. So that's wonderful.
Wow.
We play fantasy.
Yeah.
And we're fans. We don't really understand
what they go through.
What these guys go through. These guys go through hell.
Yeah.
Hell to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are, fine with dealing with all the pain. You have people like Emmanuel Sanders, and Deshaun Jackson broke his finger today, and he's probably not going to miss any time because he'll play through it. There are people that they're wired that way, and there are people that the pain is so great that they can't handle it anymore. And you wish everybody well that does this. This is a brutal game. We love the game, but it's brutal.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we watch it like we would, play a video game. That's how we watch it.
That's exactly right.
They're literally characters on a screen, but sometimes we take the emotion out that they're actually people and they actually have pains.
Yeah.
And everyday occurrences. And, I mean, not saying what Kareem Hunt did was good or bad or whatever, but, something that Kareem Hunt would do is something that probably my neighbor does that we don't even know about. But hey, it happens.
Right.
And just because he's Kareem Hunt, he's in this huge public eye. And this stuff happens all the time. Pain, aches and pains and all kinds of things like that. And it's just, we forget that they're actually humans.
We forget, we have a bad habit of not having empathy as a society for people that make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, oh, they're millionaires. They should just, do what we tell them to do because they make millions and millions of dollars.
Right.
And so what about their bodies or everything like that? That's ridiculous.
Right. They're human.
Look, if you're lucky enough and skilled enough to be making millions of dollars in a profession that you love, wonderful.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you're exempt from empathy from people.
Or you're an angel and do everything perfectly.
It's right. Right. It's exactly. They're human beings.
Right.
So we wish Andrew luck. And speaking of human beings, who crapped the bed this week?
Who crapped the bed this week, Kenny?
Who crapped the bed? Did you crap the bed? Did I crap the bed? Did they crap the bed? We all want to know who crapped the bed. Crap the bed!
It's all about the glissando.
It is all about the glissando. You know who crapped the bed this week? The fans in Indianapolis who booed the man for when they heard about the retirement. Come on!
Come on. That's a Philadelphia Eagle fan thing to do.
No comment.
You laughed. That was all I needed,
That's
Kenny.
it. Yeah.
Sad.
Again, empathy. Like,
why?
Look, it's instant frustration.
Yeah.
I am sure with all that we've heard, if they had a chance to do it again, like if Andrew Luck said, I'm going to have a town meeting and there's going to be, somewhere in the center of town and we could have thousands of people there, I am sure he today would get a standing ovation.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people who had regret and probably would not do that again. Yeah. Some people are frustrated, whatever. But for the most part, empathy. It's the key word.
Sad.
It's sad, and
you could tell how in the press conference he talked about that too, and you could tell how sad he felt. He said it hurt. It hurt. Really hurt.
Aaron Rodgers called the fans out too after that.
Good.
Too. Yeah.
Good for him. Crap the bed, Luck
really
fans,
did.
Colts
you
fans.
Crap the bed. Absolutely. So and if you want to boo anybody, don't boo Andrew Luck. Boo Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Boo Tyreek Hill. I don't know we don't know what he did, but boo him. Boo Ezekiel Elliott. Boo those guys.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Boo people that have actually done something horrible personally.
Or even the people even Zeke and Melvin Gordon that are holding out on their contracts. Yeah. They're also holding back the team.
Yeah. You and I disagree on that, though. I don't blame them at all. But I understand the point.
They would be upset. I mean, Luck is holding back the team as the same as they are holding back the team.
Right.
I'm just saying, not I'm just saying it's the same feeling that a fan is feeling.
Yes, absolutely true. But it's a little, like I said, I think they'll regret that.
Yeah.
And
I think they will, too.
They will. But we will see how this is going to affect the Indianapolis Colts fantasy-wise, because these are fantasy entities, and we have to figure out what do we do with these guys. But we're going to get to that in a sec. There's another big news story that happened on Saturday that's totally buried because of the Andrew Luck news, and that is fantasy favorite of both Christina and I, because we drafted him a lot. Not that I drafted him a couple times this year already. Lamar Miller.
Oh, you drafted him already? I
drafted him at 2:00 on the same draft on Saturday, right before he got hurt.
Oh, geez.
Are you kidding me?
Kenny, we already had the segment.
I said it.
The segment is over.
Yeah, it's never over. Not with fantasy. It's just beginning, Christina Shaw. But Lamar Miller out for the season. Torn ACL on the first play of the preseason game. Jeez. Out. Gone. And career probably in jeopardy because he's not a young guy.
It's so sad.
It's sad.
The first play?
First play of the game.
Oh, it was against the Cowboys too, wasn't it?
Yes. Out for the season.
That's so sad.
It's very sad.
I mean, what are you going to do? The question is, how are they going to replace him? And
who is... Yeah.
And who?
Who is it going to be? Have we heard a name called Demaria Crockett yet? He is the favorite for early down work. There's also Duke.
Duke, yeah.
Duke probably is. I shouldn't say Demaria Crockett. Duke Johnson's probably the favorite, but Duke Johnson's never shown that he's a bell cow.
Right.
So the thought is that they're going to bring in somebody to kind of be the early down back. We don't know who that's going to be. JJ, anybody?
Ding, 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 ding. That'd be nice.
You know, Al Michaels on Sunday Night Football flat out said Houston signed Jay today. And everybody went on Twitter. He said it. I mean, you can look this up. There's the verification of this. And nobody could verify the story. It's like, where did he come up with that? Does he know something?
And nothing's been leaked.
Nothing's been leaked.
Right.
So there's a thought. So a lot of people went out and picked Jay up in their fantasy leagues. I actually did.
Well,
I picked him up in 5 leagues already.
Like last round?
My first waiver pick.
It's smart.
Yeah.
And two, there's going to be other players that are going to go down throughout the season, and that they might sign him.
Yeah. There's a rumor that Carlos Hyde gets cut by the Chiefs. He could go to Texans. That's a possibility. Possibly the Bills trade Shady McCoy.
Yeah, I heard that
Possibly the Chargers trade Melvin Gordon. Their thoughts here.
Jeez, there's so much going on right now.
Stay tuned.
Crazy.
You need to look up. You need to keep an eye on who will be the starting running back for the Houston Texans.
I'd love to see Crockett play.
You want to see Crockett?
I would like it.
No?
I would like it to see Crockett.
All right. Okay. Demaria Crockett. Demaria Crockett. No, that didn't.
Is that a song?
You know, Davy Crockett.
Okay.
No? Wow.
That's before my time.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wears this. It's before my time, like it's a badge of honor. Yeah. Whatever. Zeke.
Yeah.
You signing? What's going on, Zeke? We playing?
I don't know.
I don't think he'd be ready for week 1. I'd be shocked if he holds out very long.
You keep saying this, but
I don't think he's gonna give in, but I don't think Jerry Jones is gonna not pay him. This is the difference between Ezekiel Elliott and Melvin Gordon. The Cowboys cannot win without Zeke, and Zeke knows it.
But that's not what Jerry Jones seems to think.
That's what he's saying publicly.
Yeah.
He knows.
He
knows that they are not the same team without Zeke.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon was out like 4 games last year, and I believe the Chargers went 4-0. That's the difference. Chargers can win without Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Zeke, Cowboys cannot win without Zeke.
No.
They will sign Zeke. Sooner or later, he's getting his money. It's just a matter of when.
He came out and said that he wants to be a Cowboy for life.
Yeah, and this is why this is different than Le'Veon Bell. The Le'Veon Bell situation, he wasn't saying anything publicly. There was a lot of coy stuff. There's resentment going on. There seems to be a lot of resentment with that trio, the Roethlisberger, Le'Veon, Antonio trio from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this is different. I think Zeke will sign. I think Melvin Gordon, if he wants to play football, is going to have to give in. Because I don't think the Chargers are paying him that. And they shouldn't.
But like we said on the other podcast, he can wait till week 10.
He can, but he may lose his job by then.
Yeah.
And they may not want him back.
Damn.
They may trade him.
Things just got interesting.
They are very interesting as we are days away from week 1 here. Not days, a little over a week away from week 1, but we are getting ready. Case Keenum will be the starting quarterback of the Redskins.
Do we care about this?
Do you care?
No.
Oh. Well, then we move on. We mentioned that we will be talking about the Colts and where you draft them, or do you draft them at all, in our segment called Draft 'em or Pass 'em. Draft 'em or pass 'em. You can take a player and put him on your team. Or not.
Another glissando.
I had to put it in there.
Nice. I like it.
I think that's the last one of the year.
The glissando?
That's the last. Yes, it's the last glissando of the year. It's the last.
No!
That's the last draft 'em or pass 'em of the year.
It is?
Well, next week's week 1. You're so sad? Yeah. I mean, should we just do it next week for the heck of it?
No.
Even though we'd be drafting anymore?
No. All right. Well.
I want Lady Gaga to sing that song. When's Lady Gaga going to sing me that song?
Go ahead. Ready?
Really? We're going to do this? Okay.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Draft 'em or pass 'em. Draft 'em or pass 'em. You could take a player and put him on your team. or not.
Hey! You have to see her face when she does that.
Do I do Lady
You do
Gaga
the face. Absolutely. It's great. We need visuals here. We need TV cameras. You got to see what goes on in this room when we're doing this. That was great.
Thanks, Kenny.
All right. Marlon Mack. He's falling, but he was going in the early 4th round. I'd say you still can gotta pay a 5th round pick to get him. Are you in a Marlon Mack with the given situation?
Yes, I think that out of all of them, he's going to thrive on this situation for sure, especially if he stays healthy. That's the biggest issue have with
the biggest issue with him.
Marlon Mack.
We know that with him. Marlon Mack, the 3 drafts I did on Sunday, right after the luck news, he fell.
2.
6th round
What?
some places. That's a bargain.
Yeah.
Remember this about Marlon Mack. He's a starting 3-down running back. No timeshare here.
No.
Nyheim Hines is a PPR guy. Like he's the hurry up back. He's the other guy, but he's not a timeshare. He's not in a timeshare with Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack's still a 3-down back. This team has a good offensive line with one of the best offensive rookies from a year ago, Quentin Nelson, on that offensive line. Marlon Mack should be okay.
I think so too.
Yeah, if you can get him in the 6th round, if he's your 3rd running back, nothing wrong with that.
I'll draft him.
Would you draft T.Y. Hilton, who's also falling into the 4th and 5th round?
The last time Luck wasn't playing, it wasn't good for T.Y.
No.
Which is a little scary.
Yeah. Agreed. I was not in on T.Y. Hilton to begin with this year. So I'm definitely not in on him now, unless he falls real deep.
How deep?
Well, for me, 6th round, but he won't fall the 6th round.
No.
But I wasn't in on him this year. I had him a lot last year, and it's every week from week 13 to 16. He's not practicing. He's a game time decision, and then he suits up and he's fine. Mm-hmm. But he's getting older. There are more weapons in Indianapolis than there used to be. They drafted Paris Campbell. Mm-hmm. This guy Deion Kane is coming on. They signed Devin Funchess. You have 2 tight ends, Jack Doyle and Eric Ebron. I was not really in on T.Y. this year to begin with, and so now I'm less in on him than I used to be.
But he's still going to get heavy volume.
He's still T.Y. Hilton. He's still a very good player.
Right. He's going to definitely drop off from last year.
Yeah.
And they have a different coach from when he did poorly when Luck wasn't playing.
Right.
So there's a little bit different scenarios for that. He's still T.Y. Hilton.
And if these guys are all sitting there in the 6th round, like Marlon Mack and T.Y. Hilton are sitting there in the 6th round, and you need a 3rd running back or a 3rd wide receiver, these guys are good as a 3rd option. You'd be very happy with that. Yeah. I think you're doing just fine with them as a 3rd option. If you're making T.Y. Hilton your 2nd wide receiver this year, that's dangerous. If you're making Marlon Mack your 2nd running back this year, that's dangerous.
See, I don't think Marlon Mack as a second RB is dangerous.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. So you're good with that.
Yeah, I'm okay. I take Mack over Hilton for sure.
Eric Ebron, 9th round, and dropping more.
Yeah.
Were you on?
Well,
Ebron?
He's going to share with Doyle, like we said. He's still going to be a top red zone option, which is nice. He's not going to score 14 touchdowns again for sure.
That would be pretty rare for him to do that back-to-back years. He's a good player. I was not in on Ebron for the same reason, like 14 touchdowns and Jack Doyle's back.
Right.
So I wasn't in on Eric Ebron to begin with this year. He was going as a tight end 8 off the board.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No.
It's too high.
I passed him.
I'll tell you who I am more in on now is Jack Doyle.
Yeah.
Because Jack Doyle is not even going drafted. He's like tight end 15.
Yeah, rather take my chance on him.
Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely take a chance on him. He was, he didn't play much last year, but he was pretty good when he played.
Yeah, 14 touchdowns, good.
Right. Yeah. So I'm in on Jack Doyle. Go get Jack Doyle instead of Eric Ebron this year. Eric Ebron, unless Eric Ebron's stock really falls.
Yeah.
Really falls, like end of the draft falls.
Which
but I would probably pick Vance McDonald over him. I would probably pick David Njoku over him. I would definitely pick Delanie Walker. Mm-hmm. I might pick Delanie Walker over both those guys, even though Delanie Walker is 90 years old. Delanie Walker is pretty darn good. I love Delanie Walker this year. I've always loved Delanie Walker. You know me with that.
Yeah,
He's one of my guys.
So is Derek Carr.
Yeah. Proudly so.
I love you, Kenny. Who else we got?
Duke Johnson Jr.
Duke Johnson. 6th round.
He went up to the 6th round.
Yep.
Right now, we talked about him as the starting running back for Houston.
Yeah.
Might begin the year as starting running back for Houston. What are your thoughts on Duke Johnson?
As long as they don't sign someone else, I say 6th round PPR, yes.
PPR for sure. Yeah, standard, probably not.
No, standard I'd probably say 7th round.
Man, it's so hard to draft Duke without clarity in this backfield. You could get so burned if they bring in Melvin Gordon or if they bring in J.J. or if they bring in... Now, J.J. gets hurt all the time, so I shouldn't say that. But
you could hit the gold.
You could hit the jackpot.
He could literally...
It's... That is such a tricky situation without knowing what's going on. I feel like you got to get a share of Duke just in case he is the lead back in Houston. He could eat. He could be really good.
Uh-huh.
But 6th round is rich.
But he's going to catch passes.
Again, he's your 3rd back, though.
Yeah.
Would you rather... All right, here's one. Would you rather have Marlon Mack or Duke Johnson as your 3rd running back?
Marlon Mack.
Okay.
But...
I agree with you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have Marlon Mack, too. Absolutely. But Duke's going right around the same area. He's going, running back 28, 29. I mean, that's pretty high for Duke Johnson. It's Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson's never proved this.
Right. I just believe in Marlon Mack better. I like him as a player. If he just stays healthy, it would be even better.
Yeah. So moving on from the Colts and now the Texans, we have a few other draft him or pass hims that we want to bring up. Tyler Lockett. We have not brought up Tyler Lockett. Number 1 wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks with the retirement of Doug Baldwin. He is the guy. Yeah. We don't even know who the number 2 wide receiver is in Seattle. It could be DK Metcalf.
Who is unproven.
He was unproven. It could be David Moore, who's apparently not going to start the year on IR. It could be Jerron Brown. And who is the tight end in Seattle? The answer is you don't know.
Yeah.
Will Dissly is the tight end in Seattle.
Who?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, he was a thing for like 2 games last year, and he probably still the guy, but you don't know who he is. Like exactly. If he's unproven. They got nothing.
Yeah. They do have a very easy schedule for wide receivers.
That's important.
Which is nice. I say draft him.
Okay.
I like his situation.
I think you have to draft him. He's one of those guys that makes me nervous. I can't put my finger on it because he took so long to develop, but he's the guy. There's nobody there. There's no other wide receivers. Now, they're not going to throw the ball a ton, but still.
You got to throw it sometimes.
Yeah. Somebody's got to catch the ball there, and the guy's going to catch the ball there is Tyler Lockett.
Right.
So, and he's going in the 5th round of drafts. Not a bad option. I think, again, if he was my wide receiver 3, I'm fine. If he's my wide receiver 2, I'm nervous about it. This is just fantasy. There are names you see, and you just, have this, association with these names. I'm just nervous about this player, right? You get the same way.
About
right?
Keenan Allen.
Well, you have Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Right? I have Tyler Lockett. I have Sammy Watkins. I'm like, I have an aversion to Sammy Watkins. And yet Sammy Watkins. Deion Lewis, right? Right? You just see names. You have an aversion to these guys, and you have to get out of that habit. When I say you, I mean me.
Yeah.
If I gotta get out of that, I'm just as bad.
No, me
I
too.
see Tyler Lockett's name, and for some reason, I don't trust the guy.
Yeah.
But he probably is going to have a really good year.
Did you get any shares of him yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Because he's Tyler Lockett, and I keep passing him.
Yeah.
But I gotta get him. I gotta get a share or 2 of him because he's again, who else is catching the ball? Now, DK Metcalf is a very interesting guy in Seattle because he's very unproven, but he's got a lot of talent. He might, who knows, if he ends up taking over, but it's rookie wide receiver, and he apparently has a lot of work to do to really get there. So I don't think it's going to happen this year. Tyler Lockett he's the guy.
Yep.
So now here's a guy I was in on big time last year, and he won me a lot. And I'm not nearly as in on him this year. James White.
Why are you not in on James White this year,
I'm not in on James White because last year, when Sony Michel got healthy, when Rex Burkhead got healthy, all of a sudden there wasn't much for James White to do. There were a couple of games where he did nothing. And then there's a couple of games where he blew up. I feel like the variance on James White and how they're going to use him is a little too scary for me to draft him in the 7th round this year. Last year he was going in the 10th round. He was a bargain.
Right.
I grabbed him everywhere I could. This year, 7th round, that's pricey for a guy like that has that much variance.
But you'll have to also remember there's no Gronk. There's no Cordell Patterson. There's no Hogan. They're all gone.
Right.
And he's going to be a huge part of the passing game. He's going to catch passes.
We think.
He always does.
You have Edelman. You have now Josh Gordon back. I'm not as sold that he's gonna be the guy. And don't forget Rex Burkhead. They love Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, but he's like a goal line, big old burly back. I'm trying to think of a
goal line, big old burly back. We need a list of players. Who are the goal line, big old burly backs? Who are those guys?
Who are they, Kenny? Go.
That's hilarious.
Go.
Oh man, that's Mike Tolbert. Remember him?
Oh yeah.
Remember him? He was a troll that was like stealing all of our touchdowns.
Yes.
Right, Mike. That's exactly what that is. That's you know what that is? That's Asiata, Matt Asiata from the Vikings.
Oh my God!
Remember him?
Yes,
right?
yes. Didn't McKinnon used to be like that? Years ago, right?
Asiata used to steal McKinnon's touchdowns.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, who the heck am I?
That's hilarious.
So
it was a
funny.
goal line, big old burly back,
back
who's going to steal your touchdowns, right?
Right in our comments, who is your favorite? Big old burly back.
That's going to be a segment on our show. who vultured your touchdowns? But, that is a point. So you have Rex Burkhead to vulture touchdowns. So James White, he's either catching passes or he's not doing much.
Yeah.
It's just expensive. And I am more in on Sony Michel this year than most people are. Sony Michel looks good. He came on last year. He was great in the playoffs. He was good in the Super Bowl. He's a hell of a player.
Yeah, they're definitely a hell of a player for
yeah.
sure. It's going to be frustrating with them too.
Yeah, I think Sony Michel is going to be I think Sony Michel is a dark horse to lead the NFL in rushing yards this year.
Whoa.
That's how much I love Sony Michel.
Bold statement.
I remember a year ago, I said Sony Michel was a league winner. And he wasn't quite a league winner for fantasy, but he was pretty good.
Sony Michel or Marlon Mack?
Oh, Sony Michel.
All right.
Absolutely Sony Michel. I'm much higher on Sony Michel than most people is.
Wow.
Again, it's Patriots running back. You got to be a little weary of it, but and he's got an injury history. But I'm in on him.
Right.
I think he's a little sneaky this year because a lot of people are not in on him. He's sneaky. I'm more in on Michelle than I am James White.
All right.
Now here's a little guy.
A little guy?
No, he's not a little guy.
He's a little guy.
He's a little guy for fantasy. He's not a little guy at all. He's bigger than all of us. Sterling Shepard. Looks like he's going to play week 1. 10th round pick.
That is a steal. I think he is undervalued. I will 100% draft him, especially because Tate is suspended for the first month of the season. I'm sold.
Absolutely.
I think it's a steal in the 10th round.
I love stealing Shepard. I absolutely love him.
You love stealing Shepard?
I love stealing Sterling Shepard. I'm going to steal Sterling.
No, I like your original plan.
Yeah.
I like stealing Shepard.
I'm going to steal Shepard. Yeah, no. I'm big in on Sterling Shepard. I'll tell you who else I'm big in on is Evan Ingram. Big.
I don't know about that.
Who's going to get the ball?
Sterling Shepard and Tate when he comes back.
Well, Tate when he gets back, but to week 5, you need somebody else to get the ball.
Who's going to pass him the ball?
Eli. Well, he's going to throw the ball. Listen, he may throw the ball 5 feet over Ingram's head, but he's going to throw the ball.
You guys didn't see that, but I just gave Kenny a very compromising look.
He did not. Yeah, we know. Listen, I know. Eli shouldn't be doing this anymore. I know. But Evan Ingram's going to eat.
Should have been you, Eli. Should have been you.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yikes.
Sorry.
Somebody, it was Tom who said, they should trade Eli Manning to the Colts. They already have the back of his name on a jersey in Indianapolis.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
That is true.
I love it. That was great.
That is true.
So I'm in on Sterling Shepard. I'm in on Evan Ingram. I'm actually in on Golden Tate. Golden Tate's been going 14th, 15th round.
Oh, yeah.
That's not bad. Let me tell you.
I've always liked Golden Tate.
And somebody's catching the ball for the Giants because the Giants stink and they're going to be trailing a lot this year. They're going to have to throw the ball. And their defense is...
They can't throw the ball.
And their defense is brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. You're looking at shootouts in New York this year.
Yeah, they're going to be really boring games to watch, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Spoken by a true Eagle fan.
I was just going to say, I don't have any Eagles gear on. Duh, I have a jersey on. I actually wore the jersey today.
I will, yeah.
No hat, just a jersey.
I'm surrounded by Eagle fans. How did this happen? I moved to Vegas and I'm surrounded by Eagle fans.
But I love that Kenny... I understand you're not an Eagles fan, but I love that you still come to the Eagles bars and watch the Eagles games with me.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory.
It was he even knows the fight song.
God.
I'm so proud of you,
I'm so
Kenny.
disgusted. EAGALO. I can't do it. Oh, God. That was terrible.
Oh, my God. Okay, wait.
That was awful.
Wait, no. We're going to go back to this.
I don't want to spell it right. That's why.
No. Kenny always makes a joke that the Eagles should be named what? The hippopotamuses?
This is my joke. Because at the end of the fight song, it's EAGLES, Eagles. And my thought is, boy, thank God they're not named the pterodactyls.
Yeah, the pterodactyls.
Right? That'd be a little rough. Yeah, right? How do you spell that? Like, that'd be rough.
Well, you could.
We have a team. We're gonna name it that because nobody can spell it, and then we're gonna make the fight song all about the spelling of the name. How horrible would that be? Right?
And the irony is that you just spelled the Eagles wrong.
Yeah, that's a Freudian slip. I don't want to spell that name right.
Oh my God, that was the greatest thing ever.
Whatever.
All right, back to the podcast. Hi guys,
This is the podcast.
We're back, guys.
I'm making fun of the Eagles.
We're back.
That's definitely the podcast. So, are you looking for some wide receivers? You're looking for wide receivers late. Now, most of my drafts this year, I'm going running back early. I'm looking for value at wide receiver. Here are a couple of names for you for some late round targets for wide receiver. How about an old friend, Dante Moncrief? He has won the number 2 receiver job in Pittsburgh.
I like Moncrief.
I like Moncrief too. Can't stay healthy, but I do like him.
No, but Antonio Brown and Jesse James are leaving 207 targets behind.
That's right.
So who's going to get those targets?
You know who's going to get some of them is Juju. We know that. And
well,
Vance McDonald's going to get some of them.
Yeah,
but who else is going to get some of them? Dante Moncrief.
Yep.
And it's also why I love Juju this year. I think Juju is going to be the number 1 fantasy wide receiver by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I really believe that. I think he's going to obliterate everybody.
Well, and he's going, top 3.
He's going, he's actually, I'll tell you who's going over Juju. Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, Michael Thomas are all going over Juju. And in some drafts, Odell's going over Juju. I would put Juju top 3.
Yeah.
I actually might put him, I don't know if I draft him over Devontae Adams or DeAndre Hopkins, but I love Juju. I think Juju is going to be a stud this year.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like Dante Moncrief. If Dante Moncrief stays healthy, you're looking at a big year out of him if he stays healthy. Keep an eye on James Washington.
Yep.
But, man, I'm in on Dante Moncrief. And Dante Moncrief's 12th round.
I'll take him.
Right?
He's young.
Yeah, he's not old. He's been around a long time, but he's not an old guy.
He's only 26 years old.
So there you go, right?
Yeah.
So he's still, he's still a young guy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think he's a steal late in drafts this year.
Who I also think is a steal, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yes, you took him in the Dynasty League, didn't you?
I did.
You did.
I love him.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling, MVS.
I think he has great value. Last year he had 581 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think it's only going to go up.
I hope so. My only thing with that, he was a thing for like 4 weeks, and then he literally disappeared.
Yeah.
Now we know there's a lot of shenanigans going on in Green Bay. There's a lot of crap, and hopefully that's solved. I'm not so certain it is. I have a little nervousness about Green Bay this year just being very good. But the guy who should emerge as the number 2 wide receiver there is Marquez Valdez-Scantling. There is Geronimo Allison there. There's also a guy that you've not heard of yet. His name is Jake Kumaro. Be careful with him if he makes the team this year. He's had a hell of a preseason. Mm-hmm. They are talking him up. Just keep an eye. They also have Jimmy Graham, who is still there.
Who?
Yeah, well,
Wait,
a year ago.
Jimmy Graham.
I mean, you don't know who me. A year ago, you were massively in on Jimmy Graham.
I love Jimmy Graham. I do. I still do.
Mm-hmm.
There's just, like we said earlier, we have some players that we look at them and we go, oh, God. And then there's some players that you look at on the flip side where you go, oh, I loved him 1 year.
Right.
1 year back in the day.
Absolutely.
He is one of them.
Yep.
So is
Jordan Reed.
Is MVS.
MVS is one of
and
those
Jordan
guys.
Reed. Yeah, like they're just some of those players, man. There's a special place in my heart for them.
It's MVS, 12th round. I mean, these are these guys, Moncrief, MVS, and the other guys we're going to talk about. These are 12th round guys. So
this is good.
Very good value.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
See what happens.
If he blows up, and he's on your team. That's pretty
Put them
good.
in for bye weeks, injuries, good matchups. I mean,
yeah, and this is why I'm going so heavy running back early. Because look at these guys you can get late.
Yeah.
You can get Emmanuel Sanders in the 12th round right
Yeah.
now. Who would want that? I know he's coming back from the Achilles, but the guy looks good. The guy's a great player, right? You can get him in the 12th round.
Yeah.
How do you not take that as your wide receiver 3? I'd take a shot on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So that's why we're going running back early, because that's why you got a lot of these guys. I'll give you another guy you can get late. Jamison Crowder. Remember him?
Yeah.
Might be. He's a slot guy for the Jets. I know he burned you last year.
Yeah.
He burned a lot because he got hurt.
Yeah.
He's prone to injury, but who's getting the ball for the New York Jets this year?
But I just don't think there's going to be any volume in the Jets anyway.
You don't?
No. They're the Jets.
Yeah, but they got an up-and-coming quarterback. This is not the same old Jets.
We'll
the
see.
Jets are
I'm not convinced.
Jets are coming up. Jets are, and Le'Veon Bell is going to make that team a lot better. I think the Jets are an 8-win team this year.
All right.
I do.
The 8-8?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Hey, remember 2 years ago I thought they were going to go 0-16. So
it's only going up for them.
It's only going up. No, I think
I'm not in on Jamison Crowder.
I'm very in on Jamison Crowder. I'm grabbing him a lot. I know that now. This is one guy that Christina's in on more than me, and this is Michael Gallup from the Dallas Cowboys, number 2 receiver in Dallas.
Yeah, I liked him last year. I like him again this year. Again, he has an easy schedule for wide receivers. He's definitely a boomer bust player. But I like his late round value. And again, he can be one of those guys you can slip in for bye weeks and you can slip in for great matchups and see what happens.
You're more in on him than me now. I'll say this. If Zeke's out for a while, I'm much more in on Gallup. If Amari Cooper should go down, I'm big on Gallup.
Which he probably is.
Might. So, Michael Gallup is a thought. Keep him in your back pocket. He's getting drafted. You can't go through a draft and have him. He won't be sitting there after the draft. Mm-hmm. You have to take him in the draft.
Yeah, no.
But 13th, 14th round, very late.
I'm really bummed I missed out on him on our dynasty draft because I had him in my queue. I was so ready to grab him, and somebody grabbed him before me. I think it was Bucky or Thomas, and I was like, son of a... So mad.
Yeah.
I really wanted him. I think he's a great dynasty player.
Yep.
Too.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. How about Tyrell Williams from the Oakland Raiders, number 2 receiver? When your number 1 receiver is Antonio Brown, who's a head case, and your tight end is Darren Waller, who we don't know anything about much at all. Tyrell Williams.
I'm just so torn on Tyrell Williams because, for one, I don't trust Carr. But on the other hand, they're going to double team Antonio Brown. They're going to have problems with Antonio Brown. So I just don't know what to do with Tyrell Williams.
He's going sometimes undrafted.
Really?
Take a shot.
Yeah.
Again, these are take a shot guys.
See, I don't. Yeah.
I know you're not. You see Oakland Raiders and you kind of like go, not interested.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I mean, the same as I do for the Jets. Like,
right.
I'd rather MVS, Dante Moncrief over Jamison Crowder, Tyrell Williams, and Michael Gallup's kind of in the middle for me.
And there's another guy in Oakland that we need to keep an eye on as the season begins. His name is Hunter Renfrow, 3rd wide receiver in Oakland. Keep an eye on him. But I'm in on Tyrell. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
He was good a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When that year that Keenan Allen got hurt, he was really good.
Well.
And he's going to get volume this year. Like, there's nobody there.
Well, who's going to throw it to him?
Wow. Man, you were just nasty on Carr. Nasty on Carr.
Are you picking him up anywhere, Carr?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, I mean, not QB1.
Yeah.
Backup quarterback? Sure.
All right.
In a super flex league, QB2? Sure.
All right.
I'm in a QB2 in a super flex league. Absolutely.
He stinks.
I don't think he stinks. Listen, 3 years ago, he was damn good.
That was
damn. Well, he's 27. How old is he? Is he 28, 29?
That's it?
He's not an old guy.
God,
he's barely been around.
Like 35.
Yeah, well, I mean, but he's not an old guy. And he's got Antonio Brown this year. And I'm more in Antonio than you are, so I understand that. But Derek Carr is not bad. I don't think he's as bad as I know you're not really in on him. But I'm more in on Tyrell. I'm in on Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller.
Derek Carr is trying to find
Christina is looking this up. This is riveting radio, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys, stay tuned.
But it's not radio, it's a podcast. So we can do what we want here. So shall I How old is Derek Carr?
Of course. I can't find anything on his. Here we go. He was born in 91, Kenny.
He's 28.
He's 28.
What month in 91?
March 28th.
So he's 28. That's not old.
I know. He just seems like he's like so old to me. I don't know why.
Old.
6'3".
Yeah. I think they have a better year than you think.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. I know I don't really trust Gruden, but
yeah.
I'm
I
fine
just
with
don't
that.
like any of the teams. The whole team. I'm just bleh.
So how about a few rookie and second year wide receiver targets? Here's a guy, Deebo Samuel, San Francisco 49ers. They do not have a clear number one receiver in San Francisco. Dante Pettis, we thought was going to be the guy. He's not at a great camp.
Mm-hmm.
He could still end up being the guy, but it's not clear cut. Marquise Goodwin, he was a flop last year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a number one receiver. Keep an eye on Deebo Samuel. He's a guy I'm grabbing very late.
Well, here's the thing. San Francisco also spent an early round, second round pick on him.
They did.
In the draft.
So here's the last 2 years. Second round pick on Dante Pettis in 2018. Second round pick on Deebo Samuel in 2019. Third round pick on Jalen Hurd in 2019. Mm-hmm. So they got a lot of early picks here. There's nobody that's clear cut. But this guy, Deebo Samuel, is talented.
Yeah. He's only 5'11".
Yeah, he's a little guy.
He's little.
Little guy. I do like him. I think he could be a late round steal. And we know rookie wide receivers, they don't produce. It takes time.
At least 2
but
years.
once in a while,
they hit.
Look, you get a juju. That happened a couple years ago. Michael Thomas's first year, like the really, really, really good ones, they do come out and produce right away. Mm-hmm. I do like this guy very much. Anthony Miller, second year, Chicago Bears. Bears are such a tricky team. Because they really can have a different guy leading that team every single week. Mm-hmm. They really do. They have different schemes, different things they do. It could be Tariq Cohen one week. It could be Allen Robinson one week. It could be Taylor Gabriel one week, right?
Ugh.
Yeah, right. It could be, and Taylor Gabriel can literally go for 100 yards one week and go for 5 the next.
Yeah.
There's so much variance on the Bears. The Bears are so unreliable that way. But Anthony Miller is a slot guy.
I like Anthony Miller.
You do?
I really do. He's finally healthy. He played last year with a shoulder injury and got 7 touchdowns last year.
Very good point.
So if he's healthy this year, what is he capable of?
It's really just a matter of if they throw him the ball.
Yeah.
But he's a nice pick. He's going undrafted in some leagues too.
I'd take Anthony Miller over Tyrell Williams.
Okay.
For sure.
That's fair.
Would you? No.
To me, it's throwing a couple of guys up in the air and seeing who it's what I want for dinner tonight. Do I want a quesadilla? Do I want a chicken sandwich?
Who's the quesadilla?
I don't know. Who's the quesadilla? Anthony Miller's the quesadilla, and Tyrell Williams is the chicken sandwich. Which one do you want? Which one tastes better this week? I'm not sure.
I'm going with the quesadilla.
You're Anthony Miller over Tyrell. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Fair enough. How about Traquan Smith for the New Orleans Saints?
There's just so many people. There's so many mouths to feed. Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn, Alvin Kamara, Jared Cook. There's so many people.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's deep.
He's deep. I agree. He's probably really, really deep. Like if you're in a deep league and you really need somebody.
Like 21 rounds.
Yeah. Like a 21 round dynasty, then maybe, like we just did. I would say, yeah. Traquan Smith is kind of a prove it guy to me this year. Gotta see what he can do before I go get him. Here are a few rookies you might not have heard of. You probably have, because if you're listening to this podcast, you're a fantasy football nut like we are, so you probably know who these guys are. But here are a couple of guys, 4 rookies and 1 second-year player who didn't play last year, that I think have a chance to be relevant. Miles Boykin, Baltimore Ravens. Again, somebody's got to catch the ball in Baltimore. The word on Marquise Brown, the first guy that they drafted, the first rookie wide receiver they drafted, is not quite ready yet. And I know you love your Willie Snead. He's one of your guys. He's one of your guys. I know that. But Miles Boykin has had a very good camp.
And he's 6'4".
Yes.
Holy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
He's I will throw it up in the air for a jump ball and I will get that ball.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. He's a guy who could emerge very quickly in Baltimore. Again, somebody's got to catch the ball there. They're not going to run the ball 65 times. They're going to throw the ball 30, 35 times there. Who's going to catch it? Look at Miles Boykin. The 2 Indianapolis wide receivers, you have rookie Paris Campbell. You have second-year Deion Kane, who tore his ACL a year ago. That's why you didn't hear from him a year ago.
But he's having a great preseason.
Fantastic preseason. Again, if this were Andrew Luck's team, we'd be in on both these guys.
Yeah.
With Jacoby Brissett, they're wait-and-see guys. But, again, this is like what you do with these guys is you look at week 1, and you just look at them and see what do you think and see if the quarterback's able to get these guys the ball.
Look for potential. Look for chemistry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All these things, you can kind of see this early, like who really has it. And Indianapolis, you got to wait and see with Brissett. I think Brissett's going to be better than people think he's going to be.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I really do.
I do. I don't think he's a star, but you never know. I mean, look, he already played a year, right? And he wasn't horrible. He wasn't great.
Yeah, but they have a totally new coach,
Yeah.
a totally new scheme.
Yep.
I agree. I don't think they're going to be as bad as we think.
And for what it's worth, Peter King, who is an NFL insider who I listen to religiously. You want a good just guy to listen to and guy to read. He's been an NFL insider for 30 years, and he's brilliant, and I could listen to him read the phone book.
Really?
I love the guy. And he was just on the radio as I was driving here today, and he thinks Indianapolis is going to win 10 games this year.
I definitely think, I don't say 10, I'll say definitely over 500.
Yeah, and in a division that stinks. Mm-hmm. You know? Houston's the best team in the division, I think, and yet Houston's got all these injuries already. Mm-hmm. So I think Indianapolis is going to be better than we think they are.
I think so, too.
So things to keep an eye on. How about Mecole Hardman for the Kansas City Chiefs? They drafted him thinking that Tyreek Hill was going to have some problems. Now Tyreek Hill's back. Mm-hmm. I would not expect much from Mecole Hardman this year at all. I think it would be very surprising if he does much anything this year. I think he's a guy just to look at for the future.
I like him, especially because Kansas City, they're going to throw the ball so much, man.
Yeah.
He might get some crazy catches, like 100-yard, not 100-yard, but 80-yard catches down the field. You don't know.
You never know.
That would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's a little guy though.
Is he a little guy?
5'10".
Is he 5'10"?
Yeah.
Because he's like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Interesting. They don't have any tall receivers there.
Mm-mm.
Like it's Kelsey.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Now here's a name for you. I know Christina's going to love this, and all you Eagle fans that listen to this. I know there's like 1,000 of you that listen to this, or I should say 5, but either way. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Love it. He also is having a great preseason.
Right.
4th receiver. There's a lot of mouths to feed there. They like to spread the ball around.
Right.
But I think he should be a really fun player to watch.
He's had a heck of a preseason. Sorry about that. He's had a heck of a preseason. Jeffrey, we know Jeffrey. A little older. A little unreliable nowadays. Mm-hmm. Deshaun Jackson, we know who he is. Also 90 years old at this point. And he just broke his finger.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's going to miss time. They say he's not going to miss time, but you never know with that. You've got also Nelson Aguilar, who is, I don't know, just underwhelming. He's there. He's underwhelming. There. Obviously, you have Ertz and you've Goddard. So you have so many mouths to feed in Philadelphia, but keep an eye.
Yes.
This guy is talented. He's going to be the number one receiver there in time.
Mm-hmm.
He may not make it in 2019. You never know, though. Some guys ascend real quick, and he's very talented, and they're very high on him.
Also, a guy I had in my queue for our dynasty. Somebody
he got snatched from
him
you?
up.
Yeah. Oh, well. And now, as we are getting toward the end of our final preseason show of 2019, it is time for the really first fantasy burial, legit, of 2019.
No, Kenny, don't do it. Don't do it.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say a very, very sad fantasy football goodbye to one of our favorites, Andrew Luck.
I'm actually crying, Kenny.
Yeah, I know. She actually is. It's a very sad day. We wish Andrew Luck all the best in his future endeavors.
We do.
He's not really dead. He's just dead in fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm just finding chords to play. I don't even know what to play at this point.
It's
It's so tear-jerking.
It is.
But we wish you well, Andrew.
We do.
And while we're at it,
We love you.
yeah, we do love you. That's not the only burial of the week.
Oh, no. Don't say it ain't so, Kenny.
Dearly beloved,
No.
we are gathered here this week.
Not another one, Kenny.
Barry Lamar Miller.
Oh, gosh, no.
Poor Lamar Miller. We hardly knew you. You played one play in 2019's preseason, and you tore your ACL. The dreaded torn ACL.
Jeez.
And he's out for the season. We wish you all well,
Bye.
Mr. Lamar Miller.
Oh, so sad. Man, it's a sad week in football.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah.
And we were going pretty unscathed this preseason, and it all hit on Saturday, right? Like there wasn't much to talk about. We were making up burials because we didn't know there was nothing to talk about, which is great. I mean, I actually prefer it because it's funny to have a burial, but like it was nice to like, hey, our players are all surviving so far, and then Saturday was like a catastrophe out there. It's crazy.
It's sad too because I mean these players they train their whole lives for this. Obviously, they train not only their whole lives but they train their whole off season for this, and then they just come out and have this happen on the first play that you're playing. Like that must be so hard.
I can't even imagine.
I cannot even imagine.
I truly cannot imagine that.
I mean, he's still getting paid, right? Which
yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, he gets paid, but he has to rehab.
Still, it's just,
yeah, no.
We feel for you.
Yeah, I do.
We
will miss you. And I'll tell you, man, I drafted him twice, 8th round and 9th round. 9th round pick for a starting running back for Houston that had very little competition for touches. Damn, man. That to me was a steal and a half.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Man, we feel bad for Lamar Miller and feel bad for their fantasy owners like me who drafted him already.
And like me who drafted Andrew Luck already.
That's very true.
Oh, well.
And that concludes this edition of Our Vegas Fantasy. Please check us out on Spotify,
YouTube,
and Apple Podcasts. And we will be back next week to preview Week 1.
So exciting.
I'm Kenny Davidsen.
I'm Christina Shaw. Thanks for listening. Bye.